Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to do a playthrough of The Legend of the Mystical Ninja. I'm going to be playing the Japanese version, which is Ganbare Goemon something something something. But I'm playing the Japanese version for several reasons. The biggest one being that the text is way faster in this version because there's much less of it. It's also got some interesting regional changes that I'll show. And since this is the original release on the Super Famicom, it's got a pretty bad bug at the end. So that'll be shown too at the very end, basically. So this game's got quite a few Easter eggs in it. Right there we got Kid Dracula from the spin-off of the Castlevania series. And we get to see this dude a lot. This is a Tanuki with a big old nutsack and a little pecker. This is the first action scene. This game's split between village sections and action sections. When you're in the action section, your sandals don't get depleted if you get hit, where if you're in the village section, you do lose sandals every time you get hit. And without full sandals, you can't jump 3 rocks, so keeping maximum sandals is definitely a good thing. Again, it doesn't matter on these action sections, but they make you go a lot faster during the village parts. Then we get the first boss. Flying ghost lady who throws spinning plates. Whoops, that's alright. Pretty easy stuff. Ghost turns into a cat, spits some bullshit that I can't read, gives us $100 and we get to go on our way. The story's not that great, so, you know, it doesn't really matter that you can't read it. Whoa, whoa. So this is the maze. You can actually get a bunch of extra lives. You can do this up to like 3 or 4 times. And it costs you $100 to get in, but you can make $100 during it anyway. So it's basically free extra lives. And I'm going to be doing this once just so that I can show a weird death glitch later on. It's not really a glitch, but it's just a really weird death that it's kind of shitty. Now I'm going to play whack-a-mole to get some extra money, because I'm going to be doing 3 things during this playthrough that I normally wouldn't do if I was just running through it, and each thing costs $100, and this will give me $300 plus whatever I might make from the game. Because you get $300 if you do it perfectly, and if you don't do it perfectly, then you're not going to make like anything. Probably the best way to make money in the game. that doesn't involve luck or chance, and you can't take damage during this, but you know, it's not the most fun, so I'm only going to do it once. Just like I said, it'll pay for those 3 things that I normally wouldn't ever do. Go back to the shop real quick so I can stock up on sandals, because if you want to buy like everything at the beginning, because stuff only gets more expensive from here on out. So I'm going to buy 5 of those. I don't want to max out because I'm going to have to do some coin management. And this is one of the regional differences. In the US version you get a slice of pizza, and for Japan you get a rice ball, since we wouldn't have really known what that was. So that's a decent change. I would have had no idea what the fuck that was when I was younger. So now we're going to watch an old man masturbate. And that's somehow going to tell our future, to hopefully make a little bit of extra money. And nothing special happened. That sucks. So I'm going to try one more time, just because it would be nice to get a little bit of money. Because besides that mole game that I played once, I'm not going to really play any of the other games. So that's good or bad. I don't know which one, because I don't read Japanese. That was bad, but that's alright. Money's really important in this game though, because you have to have a minimum of $2,000 just to progress in the game. Because there's 2 items that cost $980 a piece, and you can't go forward unless you get them. And beyond that, you want to have at least another $2 grand for throwing money, for spending on sandals, rice balls / pizza, and for, you know, literally chucking, because you can just chuck money in this game, which is an interesting mechanic. I like it. The perspective on these overhead levels are really weird. Like, the hitboxes and shit are very strange in this game. I don't think your collision box for your person actually changes, but when you're jumping, your hitbox for your weapon actually like moves up and down with you. I'll try to show that here. So I can be well below these people and they can't hurt me, but I can hit all of them. The hitboxes are very weird on these overhead sections. If you leave one of those dancing guys alive, you can actually leave the screen and come back and they'll all respawn, so you can farm money that way if you want to. So we got another kidnapped cat. This suit's not that hard. And you actually get to fight him twice. Spoiler alert. You can do a quick kill on him if you have bombs too. I could have either bought bombs at that first store or got them for free in the maze, but it doesn't do that much. So we get another cat, and you'd think this whole game by now is about saving cats or surrounding cats or something, but nah. That's the last cat besides the cat power-ups and shit that increase your weapon. That right there is a really long cutscene in the English version. There's tons of text explaining shit that nobody cares about. Because I think that's Koban Cat right there. And I don't remember who the first fucking cat was. This is probably the coolest level in the game. Because this game has tons of mini games and just little side games and stuff that you can play to make money. And I definitely recommend, if you do check this game out, to actually go in each door and shit and play a bunch of the games and stuff. Because another good thing about this level is it's the best one for just grinding money too. Whether you want to play the games or just kill the enemies. Because these enemies pose no threat to you unless you walk right into them. So here's one of the first shows that I'm going to do. This was cut out from the English version. It was made inaccessible. But it's an interesting little show with your blue buddy, who they call like Dr. Yang in this game, but it's actually Ebsumaru, something like that. But I'll just let this play. This is pretty funny. This was most likely cut from the localization due to crude humor, so check it out. Yeah, that was probably cut because they all rip ass at the end. But up here, we get something that isn't cut, and this is the dick fountain. There's plenty of other fountains in the level, but none of them are put together exactly like this one, where it's got two balls and the shaft spurting some water. So, yeah. And we're going to take a little break here and go talk to Konami Girl. She lets us play some games, and they cost $100, but even if you play the game, you don't make anything from doing it, so you're only paying just for the privilege to play. But I'm going to play some Gradius, or Gradius, whatever. Because this is pretty cool that this is in here. You only get one life, though. If you die once, it's over. And it's only one level, so no, this isn't the entire game. But it's still cool regardless. Because the other games that you can play in the game center are like Brick Breaker, where there's a bunch of bricks and you gotta fucking move a paddle to break them all. You know, the thing that all of us have played in many iterations. And then the other one's Air Hockey, which I don't remember what the hell that is. I haven't played that in forever. I don't know. That would probably only be good with 2 people. Oops. I ran into the ceiling and killed myself. That's fine. That's our little Gradius break. Like I said, it's only one level. Would have been cool to beat, you know, the level, but whatever. So this is really short. The stage is basically over. There is no action part to it, only the village section. And there's an octopus from Parodius, another Konami game. And that Konami Girl shit that I was talking about is from YY World, WAI, you know, Twice World. That's some other Konami shit. There's tons of just Konami references in this. This is a pretty fun two-player game though, too. Except for it's much harder two-player. Gotta dry off my hands because my beer's sweating. Whoops, the dude just stole my food. Fucking robot. That's alright, the food's entirely for the safety of the playthrough anyway, because I wouldn't buy food if I was just, you know, running through it. And even though it's probably good to buy it in a casual playthrough, I think armor is just fucking useless in this game. Basically what that does is every time you get hit, the armor will absorb the damage instead of, you know, taking it away from your life bar. Which sounds great, but you get those golden cats right there and those refill all your life anyway. So the way I see it is it's kind of a waste of money buying armor. This is an interesting level. Very Japanese. It's surprising that this game was given a US release at all anyway. Since, I think it's called Goemon, like is how you should say it, but I'm just going to call him Goemon because that's just what I've always called him. But we haven't got very many of the Goemon games localized or translated for US people. Because there's like 4 actual Legend of the Mystical Ninja Ganbare Goemon games for the Super Nintendo. There's actually a 5th one that's some puzzle bullshit, but 4, you know, games that are semi like this. And this is the only one that we got over here in the States. And what's a damn shame is the other 3 have never been translated either by like fan translation. And the reason that I see why that is because this game uses some kind of compression method that would be hard to insert, well, not this game in particular, but each game in the series that wasn't localized uses some kind of compression for the text, and it would be hard to actually fit all the English text in there. I mean, honestly, I have no idea, but they haven't been translated, and it's a damn shame. And I'm talking and not paying attention and missing all my fucking jumps. So the programmers made it to where if you exit to the right through this door right there, you get to replay through the entire level. It's fucking bullshit, but yeah, don't exit to the right. It's a trap. Bombs, cool. Hearts. Yeah, this part's a little slot machine. It's pretty cool. Sometimes it can do you good, and sometimes it can do you wrong. Like, you just gave me a bunch of kitties. Only thing better than that is getting a bunch of coins. Or hearts, I guess, if you're low on life or something, but yeah, coins are good. Sit here and play the slots for a minute, see what we can get. Not a minute, but yeah, bombs, so we're done. So every time I'm throwing that projectile, it's costing me $4. That's why you gotta really ration out how many times you're gonna use the projectile unless you're just gonna farm for money, which is fine too. it's definitely a good way to play the game, is just, you know, hit as many enemies and get as much money as you can, so you can almost always use the coin projectile. It's way better than any of your weapons. And there we go. So the head cracks open and a girl comes out, spits some bullshit that I don't know what she's talking about, and we go on our way. I'm pretty sure these fireworks are reused from that earlier cutscene. I haven't watched them both back to back, but I imagine that it is. This is a pretty short and easy level. It's got another Easter egg in it. Right there's Twin B from Poppin' Twin B. Yep, if you don't know who that is, don't feel bad. I've barely ever played those games. So you got all these caves. You can actually enter them and there'll be shops and stuff in there to buy shit from. I don't need anything, because everything I bought at the beginning is gonna be what I end with, besides mandatory items, and unless something goes horribly wrong where I need to buy more sandals or some shit. Avoid these bomb chucking motherfuckers. So this has got a shortcut right here at the beginning. This skips a very small section of this level. Like a very, very small section. It's almost not even worth it. Holy shit. That's alright. It's easier to use your regular weapon on that part anyway. But I had the yo-yo, and the yo-yo, even though it's the best weapon in terms of the highest, I don't like it because the animation of it goes on too long and it leaves you vulnerable and shit. I'd rather have the second pipe, since Goemon fucking rolls with pipes. He's got a small pipe, a big pipe, and then it turns into a yo-yo, which is an odd evolution, but it's how he rolls. Get a bunch of brass balls clacking. So I wonder how many of you who are potentially watching this are actually familiar with this game. I'm sure you're not familiar with the Japanese version, but have any of you actually played this game or grew up with it or whatever? Because I used to play quite a bit of this. I didn't start playing it again until recently. And I think it's a damn good game. Like I said, it's a fucking shame we never got any of the sequels localized, because it makes the third one really hard to play. Alright, come on ninja. I think this is Sasuke, something like that. I know he's a ninja, and I think he's a robot, but I don't know. That could just be pulling shit out of my ass. That fight went way worse than it should have, too. Now we get this old dude telling us some more shit that I can't understand. I could tell you what it actually says from the real story, but I don't pay attention when I'm playing the US version either. I just tap that button to get that shit to scroll. Takes a while in the US version, but I think I'm gonna cut this after this part and upload this into 2 sections. I'll probably just upload them on the same day if you really ain't got shit going on and wanna watch the entire playthrough in one sitting. I don't see the point of putting, or waiting a week to show the rest of the damn game. But yeah, come back for the second part.